Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, Syracuse gets a bit nutty. How Planters Peanuts is taking the campus by storm.
And Governor Andrew Cuomo is expected to stand toe-to-toe with President Donald Trump over an immigration law. We'll break down the latest.
And Democratic 2020 candidate Mike Bloomberg finds himself in more hot water after the release of another controversial audio recording. All this and more coming up. Citrus TV News starts right now.
Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
It's been the talk of campus this week, a peanut-shaped vehicle driving around. And today, we'll get a look inside. Good evening, I'm Amber McElrath.
And I'm Toni Bianco. If you've been walking around campus the last few days, you might have noticed that giant peanut parked outside. Citrus TV reporter Josh Myers is live outside. Josh, what's going on out there?
Things are getting a little nutty on campus this week.
It's a shell of a time, we say.
Danny Higgins is a former SU student, orientation leader, and tour guide. And this is his new office, a giant peanut-shaped truck known as the Planters Nutmobile. Higgins, along with his fellow crew members Maggie Chandler and Stephanie Lerner, ride across the country in the Nutmobile to promote the Planters brand. Higgins took off in the Nutmobile after he graduated last June.
Are you guys seniors looking to drive the Nutmobile?
Now he is back on SU's campus to recruit the next group of peanutters to travel on the iconic van.
We are looking for the next class of peanutters to do this job. So we're looking for people with a passion for experiential marketing, public relations, but also just meeting people wherever they go.
And memories were definitely made here at SU already. Between classes, people flock around the Nutmobile taking pictures and interacting with it. Peanutter Maggie Chandler says that her friendly and interactive personality is what compelled her into taking the position.
I really wanted to be able to interact with folks and have some of those stories that people are able to tell for years and years and years. So we've just met some amazing folks on the road.
Fellow crew member Stephanie Lerner, on the other hand, took the job to expand her communications experience.
So I thought that this would be a really cool way to transition from the more classical journalism that I studied, such as reporting, into the PR, marketing, communication side of that realm.
All right, thanks Josh. A couple of technical difficulties there, but I'll be looking out for the Nutmobile on campus. Now, students on campus woke up to a brand new look for the dome. Overnight, workers were able to fit in the final truss piece facing main campus. The process started when the keystone, as it's called, was raised above the dome. Workers used jacks to spread apart existing truss pieces, allowing the final piece to fit in. Workers can now begin to put up the trusses on the other three sides of the dome.
And Galentine's Day is being celebrated by the university's Department of Language and Linguistics. A group of students in one of SU's Arabic classes were performing a piece of poetry. Throughout the afternoon, love was celebrated across languages. The event included music, chocolate, and the reading of letters.
Happening right now in Sims Hall, Dr. Biko Mandela Gray is giving a lecture on Alton Sterling. The lecture runs until 7 p.m. and is taking place in room 219. The event is free and open to the public. Food is being served. The Department of African American Studies is sponsoring the lecture.
Looking for something fun to do tonight? Orange After Dark is taking students to WonderWorks at Destiny USA. WonderWorks has a 4D simulator ride, a laser tag arena, and the world's largest indoor ropes course. Tickets are $3 and are available online. And buses leave from College Place and Goldstein Student Center tonight at 10.
Okay, Amber, I was not too thrilled with the weather this morning. I was walking to my 11 a.m. class and it was snowing.
Yeah, I would rather snow than rain, though. Not a big fan of rain. Now, Citrus TV weather anchor Liam Crowley is in studio. Liam, what's tonight looking like?
Thanks, guys. Now, as you mentioned, today was pretty chilly and there was some precipitation that started around 11 a.m. to noonish, and that precipitation didn't accumulate too much. But looking at the right now in Syracuse, it's about 34 degrees, but it actually feels more like 27, and there is good air quality. So if you are going to be spending some time outside, it shouldn't feel too chilly just yet. But looking towards tonight in Syracuse, that's where things start to get a bit colder. 28 degrees around 9 p.m., going to go down to 18 degrees by 2 a.m. and it will feel as low as 8 degrees, so very chilly outside, and a 60% chance of precipitation. So if you are going to be outside, make sure you bring either an umbrella or dress warm or a hat or something to keep your entire body safe from precipitation. Looking towards the wake-up forecast, it's going to be about 9 degrees when we wake up, so those temperatures aren't going up anytime soon, and it's going to feel like drop 4 degrees, so make sure you bundle up for the morning. But if you are looking to get outside, despite these cold temperatures, the 35th annual Syracuse Winterfest begins today. There are lots of activities throughout the city, including ice skating, a treasure hunt, fireworks, and food cook-offs. Happening right now is a salsa dance night at the Everson Museum of Art. Winterfest runs through February 23rd. Guys, back to you.
New details now on a local restaurant named as one of CNN's top 20 new restaurants in the world. CitrusTV reporter Natalie Descoulias found out what makes the food so good.
On the north side of Syracuse sits what may be the best place in the city to get food. Ethio Eritrea Restaurant was named one of CNN's 20 best new restaurants in the world. The recognition came as a surprise to owner Tesfa Okube, who doesn't give himself much credit for making the list.
I don't expect that it will be named in CNN, but God brings that, not me.
Okube says that since CNN released the article, the restaurant is seeing hundreds of diners weekly. One customer says that the CNN article was how he found out about the restaurant.
I haven't seen any advertising for them, and they're not in a place where it's right out on the boulevard or something, so you wouldn't really know about this place. I'm glad I heard about it. I'm very excited to eat here.
And not only can customers eat traditional Ethiopian food at the restaurant.
On the weekends, a traditional coffee ceremony takes place right behind me.
Okube says the way families spend time together in Ethiopian and Eritrean culture is often over coffee or dinner. Natalie Descoulias, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Natalie. Now, House Representatives John Katko and Kathleen Rice are spearheading a new movement to fix New York's looming multi-employer pension crisis. The congressman raised concerns as the American Academy of Actuaries projects that 1 million New Yorkers will not receive their full benefits. In a letter to congressional leaders, Katko called for a bipartisan effort, emphasizing that, quote, time is of the essence.
President Trump is endorsing Republican Claudia Toni for the 22nd Congressional District. In a tweet sent Wednesday, Trump said Toni is a fantastic candidate and she is strong on crime, borders, and cutting taxes. Toni lost the 22nd Congressional District seat in 2018 to Anthony Brindisi. Toni was running to win the seat back.
And Governor Andrew Cuomo is meeting with President Trump today amid rising conflict over New York's green light law. It allows undocumented immigrants to apply for driver's licenses. In response, the White House is now excluding New York from the nation's Trusted Traveler program. Just hours ahead of the meeting, the president tweeted, "New York must stop all of its unnecessary lawsuits and harassment, start cleaning itself up, and lowering taxes."
And a seatbelt safety bill is moving forward in Albany. The state assembly passed the bill today, which requires passengers of all ages to wear seatbelts in the back seat. Adult passengers are already required to wear a seatbelt in the front seat.
Since 1985, there have been more than 1,500 adult deaths as a result of not wearing a seatbelt in the back seat. The bill now heads to the Senate for approval. This comes as a national debate about seatbelts on school buses is sparked. We want to warn you that some people may find the next video distressing.
The video shows what happens when a bus carrying high school students rolled over in Ohio. No one was seriously hurt in the crash. Like most states, Ohio doesn't require seatbelts on buses. And now the debate has come to central New York.
Baldwinsville School District transportation officials want to mandate 3-point seatbelts on buses. According to CNY Central, Baldwinsville has seatbelts on their buses, but students aren't required to use them. And a new proposed bill would put panic alarms in New York public elementary schools. New York State lawmakers say the alarms would be used in emergencies and would be linked to a police station. The bill comes as a new report says 2 of the largest teacher unions in the U.S. recommended caution for active shooter drills. Lawmakers hope to pass the bill in the state budget and provide at least 1 panic alarm in each New York State school.
Coming up on News Live at 6, newly unearthed recordings of 2020 candidate Mike Bloomberg are causing problems for his campaign. What this might mean for the election.
And the CDC director is now speaking out about the coronavirus, what he says you should do, and what the CDC is planning to do. We'll tell you when we come back.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
The New Hampshire primary may be over, but the election season is just getting started. Democratic frontrunner Joe Biden is already turning his attention to South Carolina, where he holds a shrinking lead.
Meanwhile, candidates Amy Klobuchar and Tom Steyer have begun campaigning in Nevada for the second caucus of the year.
Democratic 2020 candidate Mike Bloomberg is facing backlash after new audio has surfaced of him defending the controversial redlining policy. Redlining is the now illegal practice of banks denying loans to minority homeowners.
In this controversial clip, Bloomberg says the 2008 financial crash was caused by the elimination of redlining.
Probably all started back when there was a lot of pressure on banks to make loans to everyone. Redlining, if you remember, was the term.
Redlining has long been attributed to higher poverty rates in affected areas, including right here in Syracuse. According to the CNY Community Foundation, more than 41,000 Syracuse residents live below the poverty line, partially as a consequence of the policy.
And ex-Trump aide Hope Hicks is returning to the White House after resigning in 2018. A senior official in the White House says Hicks will be working closely with Jared Kushner.
Kushner is a senior advisor to the president as well as his son-in-law. Hicks is the former communications director and top press aide to Trump's 2016 presidential campaign.
And more legal trouble for e-cigarette maker Juul. The Massachusetts Attorney General is suing the company. Attorney General Maura Healey claims she has uncovered new documents which show how Juul's marketing campaign was targeted towards kids.
She says Juul brought advertisements on websites like Cartoon Network. In a statement, Juul says they're focusing on earning back the trust of society by working with attorney generals.
Now to the latest on the coronavirus. The U.S. Center for Disease Control Director Dr. Robert Redfield is speaking out.
Redfield says the virus will probably last beyond this season. He added that Americans should begin thinking about the coronavirus as a seasonal flu.
The CDC plans to focus on surveillance and containment to prevent the spread of the virus into the United States.
House Representative John Katko voted no today on the extension of the 40-year deadline for the Equal Rights Amendment. The amendment first passed in 1972, would become the 28th Amendment to the Constitution if ratified. Dissenters argue that the amendment has long passed its expiration date and should instead be re-ratified. While the amendment did pass in the House today, it is not expected to pass through the Senate.
And we saw snows return to campus today, and that winter weather is expected to stay, but not in the form of precipitation. I'll tell you more in 90 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
All right, so as I mentioned before the break, the snow might be gone, but the cold temperatures are here to stay. 9 degrees when you first wake up around 9 a.m. As I mentioned before, it's going to feel like -4, so make sure you're bundled up for that. Those temperatures are going to peak around 3 p.m. at 13 degrees. I mean, not much of a peak there, but it is only going to get colder towards 7 p.m. where it drops down to 9 degrees again. No precipitation unless it snows tonight, of course, with a 60% chance of that happening. So maybe some precipitation on the ground when you wake up, but nothing that's going to accumulate further throughout the day. Just cloudy skies, not a ton of sun. And for that reason, I'm putting my winter weather outlook at a very high. It's going to feel as low as -4 degrees, so make sure you are bundled up. Wind speeds up to 10 miles per hour, so the wind is going to make the temperatures feel even colder than they actually are. Cloudy skies, not much sun, so not really any elements that are going to warm up these temperatures to what they actually feel like. And overnight snow could turn into morning ice, so make sure you're wearing boots and are ready to trek through any type of precipitation on the ground. Taking a look at current temperatures across central New York, everything is pretty uniform right now. 33 degrees, 34 degrees, with the high in Elmira at 36 degrees. Everything pretty constant throughout central New York, nothing too crazy, just the winter weather is accumulating as we speak. And as we take a look at weather across the country, a life-threatening storm is bringing blizzard conditions, damaging winds, and flooding to the Midwest. In Chicago, Illinois, they are describing these conditions as nearly impossible to navigate. Conditions in states like Kansas, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Alabama have heavy snow accumulations and blinding winds that are making commutes extremely dangerous. If you are in those states, you are advised to stay off the roads. Those states are susceptible to those dangerous conditions, but in brighter news, the Syracuse women's basketball team is enjoying some calmer temps in North Carolina. Jenna, what else is going on in sports?
Liam, SU women's basketball takes on North Carolina in less than an hour. They're fighting to keep tournament hopes alive. Plus, the men's team has a tough road test on Saturday. When we come back, we'll tell you why and update you on other SU sports. Don't go anywhere.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Syracuse women's basketball is eyeing its third straight ACC win tonight. The Orange take on North Carolina in Chapel Hill. This comes after a 59-51 upset against number 5 Louisville in the Dome. That win was a big deal. It was the second home upset over a top 5 team dating back to 1996, but it was also head coach Quentin Hillsman's 300th win. Kiara Lewis scored 24 points in that one, plus the redshirt junior was named the National Player of the Year by College Sports Madness. Needless to say, SU was riding a lot of momentum. On the other hand, North Carolina is in a rut. The Tar Heels have lost 3 of their last 5. Don't underestimate UNC, though. They lead the ACC in scoring with 75 points per game on average. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. And the men's basketball team faces one of its toughest opponents of the season. SU plays number 8 Florida State in Tallahassee on Saturday. The Orange are coming off a close loss to NC State. Syracuse held on thanks to freshman Joe Girard, who scored a career-high 30 points. He stepped up in the absence of Elijah Hughes. SU's leading scorer was sidelined with an injury, and now Hughes is day-to-day. His return could make or break this game for SU, though, especially because Florida State is really good at home. The Seminoles are undefeated at home this season and 40-3 over the last 3 years. Those 3 losses came to Duke, Louisville, and Virginia. A Syracuse upset would certainly be a staple win. Tip-off in Tallahassee is at noon. After a 21-point showing in its season opener, SU men's lacrosse hosts Binghamton Saturday. Things will look a little different on defense. SU is without senior Nick Mellon. He suffered a leg injury in Friday's win over Colgate. Now the All-American is week to week. Other players on the back line will miss Mellon, but say the team can step up.
It sucks. He's going to get well. He'll be back for us. But the guys know that we have to rally around that, and I think we'll be ready.
Not having Nick Mellon's a loss. I mean, he's a phenomenal player, but we have 6 people that can play, and so we're still going to put out a good group.
SU and Binghamton face off at 2 o'clock on Saturday. But before that, the women's team hosts Albany. The Orange are looking to get back on track after an inconsistent start. Syracuse steamrolled Canisius 21-6, but just 3 days later, SU was upset by number 12 Stony Brook 17-16. A bright spot in both games was Emily Harris-Chuck. The senior already has 13 goals and 5 points through 2 games. That earned her the ACC Co-Offensive Player of the Week honors. Harris-Chuck and SU already have 2 games under their belt, but Albany plays for the first time this season. The Great Danes returned 32 players from last season. Face-off is at 10 a.m. on Saturday. In the WNBA, the Seattle Storm re-signed Breanna Stewart to a new contract. The Syracuse native was initially selected by Seattle with the first overall pick in the 2016 draft. Since then, Stewart ranked among the league's top 3 in scoring and rebounding, plus she was named 2018 WNBA MVP. But Stewart missed the entire 2019 season due to a ruptured right Achilles tendon. Terms of her new deal haven't been released. And former SU football quarterback Eric Dungy announced he's taking a week off from the XFL due to family reasons. Dungy is the backup QB for the Dallas Renegades, but didn't take the field at all in their season opener. He said he will be back with the team next week.
Thanks so much, Jenna. And coming up, we'll have another look at our weather. Don't go away.
Pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
So we're joined by weather anchor Liam Crowley. So Liam, I know you mentioned it's going to be a little bit cold tomorrow. Just how cold? Do I need like a super fuzzy sweatshirt under my winter coat?
Honestly, Amber, I would recommend it. It is going to be very cold in the morning, around 9 degrees when you wake up, but it's going to feel more like -4. So a fuzzy coat, yes, but maybe some layers, honestly. Gloves, hat, the whole 9 yards, even a scarf I would throw in. It's going to be very cold. You're going to want to be bundled up as well as possible.
Now, Liam, I have to trek out to that women's lacrosse game at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Are those cold temperatures going to continue?
Those cold temperatures are going to continue, but not as cold as it was, as it's going to be on Friday, on Saturday, around 31 degrees with 26 as the low, mostly sunny. So anything that feels cold, you're going to get that boost from the sun. So nothing too crazy. The big day to bundle up is Friday. Saturday, you can wear a little bit less layers.
And I know you mentioned that we might be seeing a little bit of ice tomorrow. What are the roads going to be looking like for people who want to go home for the weekend?
Definitely be cautious on the roads because there is a chance of precipitation at night. And that precipitation, if it's not going to continue on Friday day, could turn into ice overnight or in the morning. So definitely be careful on the roads in the morning. And overall, I would say try to stay off if you're not going home. If you need to run some errands, by all means go for it, but definitely be cautious. Probably go 10 under the speed limit.
All right, thanks so much, Liam. Finally, today is Galentine's Day. It's a day to celebrate female friendships. We found a couple people celebrating the day at the SU Art Galleries.
They started by using clay to make gifts they can give to friends. This morphed into making a few other things like an octopus, trees, and even Otto the Orange. Now, Toni, I'm not very skilled with clay molding, but do you want me to give you some clay for Galentine's Day today?
I think we could definitely figure out something else that we could do. I'm not that skilled with clay either, so I think handmade gifts are definitely not going to be the thing for the two of us.
Jenna, what about you? What do you want us to do for Galentine's Day today?
Maybe you could go out to dinner, go out to lunch, some fun things there.
Do you want to join us?
I would love to join you. I would love to join you guys.
I mean, I think it'd be a great idea. I think we can split like a whole pizza pie maybe.
Oh, we could try that. Pizza. Yeah, or we could try that new Ethiopian place that Natalie went to.
Yeah.
That looked really good. So.
All right, yeah, well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you tonight on Citrus TV News. Follow us on social media at CitrusTV News.
I'm Amber McElrath.
And I'm Toni Bianco.
Have a great night, Syracuse.